Now we're gonna have a little discussion. Um, it's quite evident that Nike are trying to chop with. Jamaicans don't understand what we mean by chop. Nike, stop the scamming, please. Um, the Sha'Carri Richardson thing now. Wait,
Yeah.
three races in, and the times don't look like the same person. We start with the whole controversy behind our Olympics suspension. See,
Yeah.
we all know that she gonna smoke the spliff or puff the bong or whatever she gonna do. But
Right.
some weed enter the system and then find THC. She gets suspended for a month. Um, and on top of that, she is not picked for the 4x1 for the Olympics, that which she would be eligible for because the suspension would be up, right?
Right.
Um, so she sits out a month. She get all kind of publicity. The world is let her run, let her run. All kind of foolishness. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, Nike goes on their big promotion. Everybody who consider themselves a A-list star, that is so-called for this woke culture, whatever. We don't have no problem with that. We're not political. You know what I mean? But then the big return is a big dud. And that's the first sign, Wade, where I'm like, you guys did all this promotion and stuff. Nobody check with the training camp to see how the times are looking in training. None of them look a thing there. And then I'll follow up to make sure she's not distracted by all this promotion and make sure that this big comeback that she's planning for, she don't embarrass you and herself. Because it's not Sha'Carri alone out here look crazy. You know what I mean? So with
Who
that
else
happening,
is looking crazy then? If it's not Sha'Carri alone. Who else is looking crazy if it's not Sha'Carri alone?
Nike looking crazy.
I think Nike looking brilliant.
No, sir. Nike looking. Man. At first, it was brilliant, but no, it to me it's desperate.
No, man. I think
I'm
Nike
going to tell you,
has. Yeah, go on. Tell me.
I'll tell you why it has become desperate, right? But I have to finish the whole timeline to show you how desperate the situation has become. At first, it was a brilliant idea because they were trying to get a market that is not really into track and field. Because when you look, you talk to the urban market in America, Black America, they're like, nobody used to watch track and field before Sha'Carri. You guys didn't watch track and field before Sha'Carri. Not nobody. You understand? Track and field is an international sport. It's big in the Caribbean, it's huge in Europe, and it has a big following everywhere. You know what I mean? It's not going to end up in the American living room like basketball or egg ball or football, what them call it. You know what I mean? It's just not popular there. It's just like how soccer is a worldwide popular sport, but it's just not popular.
You can't say that anymore. Studies have shown where more middle class mothers want their sons to play soccer because they don't want the brain damage associated with it.
That's not new. That soccer
it's
growing.
I'm
not going to go off on that
sport.
tangent, but I'm going to tell you that's not new. It's been a sport that they want their kids to play, but when it comes to professional and watching it on TV, it's a different thing. They don't.
And I definitely agree where urban markets are concerned. They're not as involved in it, like you were saying earlier, like with track and field.
Yeah. So Nike now finds Sha'Carri, and because of the it's not them start the thing then, the whole media frenzy and all of that. That's the media. And a smart marketing agency or a smart marketing department from any major corporation is going to take advantage of that, right?
Right.
My problem is not when them trying to take advantage, is them not realizing it's time to pull out. Right? All right, you get egg on your face after Eugene, right? So you pull her out of the race, the same race. She's supposed to race the 200 the same day, then pull her out, right?
Right.
Bam. She don't show up for another week and a half, 2 weeks. She shows up in a race with Sharika and Boma. She get dusted again. So them say, all right, you couldn't manage Elaine and Shelly, so we're going to drop you down to some competition where you might can, you know what I mean? Might can handle. Going into that race, we did a preview. We said fourth. And it turned out to be fourth. You know what I mean? It's not a matter of hating Sha'Carri. It's just about her capabilities and the people who are in the race. And to be real with you, they put people in the race that they know couldn't beat her. So she was guaranteed not to come last. You know what I mean?
Right.
She never might pick up 1, 2, or 3. So bam. They look stupid again. Because you are arrange them racing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Specifically remembering that let me say, the 200-meter race was a Nike sponsored race, right?
Right.
Bam. No, let me not lie. I'm not sure if it's that race or the 100-meter what she ran the other day in a Padova, and she ran 11:19. Same as the first place person, right? Here the issue with it though. It's the time. The race what she run the other day, the field, nobody in the field not supposed to beat her. And she still fail again. So you get 3 chances for redemption. And you fail all 3 times. And every time they do it, the noise go down a little bit more and the level of competition also goes down. You know what I mean? At first it was a brilliant idea, but now it just look weird. That's my opinion. What do you think?
Well, first, before I go into what I think about Nike, I just want to shout out Mr. Gatlin that spoke about how Sha'Carri was such a beast in training. You know, she's a training partner beast, but yet her training partner just beat her in the last race.
Yes, exactly.
You know, so
she wasn't beasting in training too?
I don't know what kind of beast, like a beast of burden. I'm telling you, that is a donkey. Yeah. This must be a brilliant. I think Nike doesn't, a billion dollar multinational like Nike, they don't make bad decisions. And I think this is a brilliant move by Nike because they've backed champions in the past. So let's just back we're not backing a loser. We're gonna back a meme. We're gonna back a meme where her image is going to be put on 50 different memes each week in our Nike jerseys. Right? I mean, how many Sha'Carri memes have you seen? The Nike logo is present in every one of them. So it's brilliant. Multi-billion, multinational companies don't make mistakes. And I think they're trying a different strategy. Let's just back a loser.
I don't agree at all.
I'm just joking. I'm sure you're right. I definitely think they're trying to go after an urban segment. But it's backfired. I've seen conspiracy theories going around that our management team, people in our management team has been involved in doping scandals previously. And they're also a management team that's known to mask. So who can tell? What can tell is your fall out.
Allegedly.
But when I look at the evidence, when last you run back a PB, and she's had time. She's been training for the Olympics, and she got time off to her body to be in its prime. Imagine.
Yeah, she's fresher than everybody else that she runs.
Everybody else. And you've been training.
I can't say she's rusty because she's 3 races in.
And she was training for the Olympics. When you're training for the Olympics, you're not training a couple of months before.
Yeah.
You're preparing a couple of years before for the Olympics. Yeah. Right? So there's no excuse other than that. You lost your mojo, which I personally believe the mojo is in that copper hair. I'm telling you, Sha'Carri, go back to the copper hair, the gold now make it. And link me up for that copper hair. We'll have it on special.
Well, it's I wouldn't even say it's a sad situation. It
is sad. It is sad because she's a young girl and it's going to follow her for the rest of her life. And every appearance she has made, she's gotten more ridicule. And then she keeps raising the ante. She keeps running off her mouth. She keep defaulting to that. And baddest bee ever in the world, blah 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 blah. And then she get egg on her face, right?
Yeah.
Today, for the first time, she come out with a piece of rhetoric that I was telling her from day one on this show, on this Supreme Vision, where I was saying she needs to change the narrative, she needs to come out humble and give respect to the winners and come again. Let the media ease off of her so she can focus on her craft. That was one of the things I said today. For the first time today, in an interview with People, she said these embarrassing events has humbled her. This should have happened weeks ago, Sha'Carri.
Yeah.
Right? This should have happened weeks ago. And guess what? You see, if you had done this weeks ago and had the same results that they have now, it would not be half as bad as it is for you right now.
Yeah.
So
you run through the article, make we hear
it.
Yeah. It's a lot of pressure for a young person to take. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I think when money is involved and them invest this large amount of money in you don't the corporate side of things don't come out looking crazy, and don't want to look like they make a bad investment. And believe me, jobs are on the line.
Definitely.
Jobs are on the line here. You know what I mean?
So this article is in People Sports by was published today by Vanessa Etienne.
Yeah.
And it said the title of the article is Sha'Carri says she's learned so much this year after Team USA suspension. Yeah. Sha'Carri Richardson has had her filled with a lot of personal growth. Has had a year filled with a lot of personal growth. The 21-year track star did some reflecting on social media Sunday, letting her followers know she's proud of how far she's come. Yeah. Richardson began her sentiments with a lengthy Instagram story post by sharing a quote. There's a past version of you that is so proud of how far you've come. She then stared at a photo of herself and wrote, learn so much this year. Lose so much this year, but not one time did I break, baby. 21 and coming hard till I'm done. Boy, there goes that humble theory I had, gone right out through the window. Yeah. The sprinter continued by sharing a series of photos of herself with those close to her, writing tributes to each loved one and further recounting her many milestones. Mm-hmm. And it's just interesting, the pictures of this young Sha'Carri is one of a humble person. She needs to find back that person. Yeah. She needs to find that person. I thank you all for teaching me strength I never knew I had. I thank you for teaching me my value before I knew it existed. I thank you all for teaching me to live my truth yet understand my future. I thank you for teaching me not to want for anything and to work for everything. That is a telling line. Yeah. I thank you for teaching me not to want for anything and to work for everything. Yeah. Maybe the work wasn't put in. She said alongside each photo, to my babies, I never stop, so call can keep going. That's why staying in school is important, kids. I don't feel sorry for any of you. All right, some pictures of our loved ones here. Richardson has continued to keep a positive attitude over the past few months while in the spotlight. Last month, the athlete made her first appearance on the track at the 2021 Prefontaine Classic, something that will always be associated with her name. After being suspended from the team over a positive marijuana test earlier this summer, though she came in 9th, she held her head high afterward. Coming out today is a great return back to the sport. I wanted to be able to come and perform, having a month off, dealing with that. All I was dealing with, she told reporters, I'm not upset at myself. We know these famous words. We're not even going to go back through that because that was even more embarrassing. And now that I read this article, I'm thinking this is more of a Nike PR job. They call her friend Miss Etienne at People and say, you need to fix her up for me. Yeah. I think this article was definitely tailor-made to give her some sympathy.
Try rebrand. But how much times can you play on the sympathy card with people? Because I think the poor me attitude, it kind of now work with people now. People kind of be like, okay, so yeah, your circumstance was messed up, but it doesn't excuse the asshole behavior. You know what I mean?
Not only that, I mean, back in the day, we used to get breaks from people like this because the only time we'd see them would be in the press or the media when an event was happening. Now with social media, we can be reminded of how much of an asshole you are every day. Yeah. You have to remember that, You're putting out these posts. People are watching these posts. Yeah.
And so, the thing is, there's different in difference in competition. You see, if you are winning and you talk trash, but still you have some level of respect in the trash, you know what I mean? In the trash talk, um, it's not going to be taken as bad. It's just going to be seen as confidence, and nobody can be mad at confidence. But when you lose and you still attack, you're just going to be seen like angry. You're going to seem like somebody who's angry, who's a sore loser, and that is what it has been coming off as. You know what I mean? And
Definitely.
also, it comes off. They come off a bit entitled. Like I'm supposed
But
to
she,
be one of the
but
best.
but but she her post race interview suggests that, you know, I'm
Yeah.
one of the greatest who's ever done it. I ain't going nowhere. You can't say that, my girl, after you just lose.
Yeah.
All you know,
Yeah. And those.
all indicators suggest otherwise.
Yeah. And one thing in track and field, records are broken. They might take 20 or 30 years, but records are broken. People run faster times all the time. So you could be sixth fastest all no right now, but next year you could be 12th. You know what I mean?
For
So
sure.
look how many times Shelly and the thing there have run PBs and moved the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the second and fastest time in the world. The only thing left to do now is break the record.
Right.
So to move the bar again. So you can't really look at things and say, "Yo, I'm the sixth fastest." That's not going to be forever.
Right.
If you think that's going to be forever, then you don't understand the sport.
Or just life in general, you know?
You understand?
You're only as good as your last deed.
Exactly.
And your last 3 deeds have been horrible.
Yeah, man. And back to the point you made about Justin Gatlin. I said it from point blank. He's like, "Yo, how you going to come out here and say, yo, this girl running times that are close to the world record, and then when she touched the track, her training partner that you completely overlook, that is doing all the work, being where she needs to be, showing up in the races that she needs to show up in. You didn't even mention her, but she comes out there and does her. Not really does her, but you know what I mean? She edge her at the line. So, come on, man. You guys aren't fooling anybody with the foolishness. You know what I mean? Final thoughts, wait, before we close this one up.
Final thoughts is, Sha'Carri, link me up for that copper here, you know? We'll have it. We'll have the code, color code. You want the copper, the bronze. That's the winning formula. Link me up.
All right, guys, remember, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Zine, peace.